on, everybody? It's JetsCentral coming back with a preview video for this upcoming Sunday's 1 o'clock matchup between the New York Jets at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, first order of business, I know this is a late upload. We had a lot of stuff going on throughout the week here, so I do apologize for that. But, this is one of those games where... Well, actually, you know what? Before I get into it, I guess let me just kind of preface the whole situation, kind of put it into context a little bit. There's been a lot of negativity surrounding this Jets team. Let's just not, let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not beat around the bush here. Let's face it. Let's call it like we see it. We had the Assembly situation. We had, Sam Darnold not looking good on Monday night, getting absolutely blown out on Monday night. C.J. Mosley is back on, he's back on the injured report. Adam Gase handling his press conferences, right? So a lot of negative stuff, but really, I guess this is more so a message for the fans and the Jets players. Really, the only thing that we can do is, I guess take a page out of PJ Fleck's handbook and row the boat. Just control what we can control. Stay in the present moment and just continue to row. When you're sitting in a rowboat and you're trying to go from point A to point B, you're facing the opposite way. You're not facing frontward, so you don't really know what's ahead of you. You don't know if a storm's coming. You don't know if you're going to be slamming into an iceberg or something like that, or you don't know if it's going to be smooth sailing. The only thing that you can do is just row the boat, control what you can control, and focus at the task at hand. So really, I feel like for this Jets team, I know for a lot of players, for a lot of fans out there as well, it almost seems like the season is a wash. I believe we're 1-5 right now, coming off one of the most brutal losses that I can remember in a really, really, really long time. So it's not fun. It's not ideal, to say the least. But we have an opportunity to bounce back in Jacksonville. This is the main reason why we all love football here is because teams can bounce back. We saw it with the Colts last season. The Colts started off really, really poorly and bounced back and made the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying this Jets team is going to make the playoffs. All I'm saying is there's a chance. There's a chance that the Jets could get a win. There's a chance that the Jets could look pretty good. So that's what we're all kind of hoping for here, and we'll see how it all plays out. But the Jacksonville Jags are going to be a tough out. They have that great defense. They have their young 6th-round rookie quarterback, Gardner Minshew, playing at a high level. And, I keep seeing all these people saying, like, oh, is Minshew mania over? And, Gardner Minshew needs to step up if the Jags want to have success. Are you kidding me? Gardner Minshew is a rookie, undersized 6th-round pick coming from an air raid system in Washington State, which does not prepare quarterbacks for the NFL system. Gardner Minshew is excelling expectations with flying colors. The Jags hit an absolute home run. If you can get let alone a 6th-round pick, right? Just push that to the side for a second. If you could get a rookie quarterback to come in and play at the level that he is playing at, absolute home run. Okay, so Minshew is still, there's so much to like with Minshew, kind of extends the play. And the funny thing is, I actually, had the chance to meet him when I was at the Senior Bowl. He is not a big dude. He doesn't really have anything kind of going for him. He wasn't like a big time high school recruit. He is undersized. He doesn't have the strongest arm. He's not like a Lamar Jackson, Colin Kaepernick, Tyrod Taylor. He doesn't have those guys' athleticism. So he kind of has to play within the system, but he extends plays. He kind of reminds me of a almost like a poor man's Baker Mayfield. That's what he reminded me of when he was at Washington State, a guy who can, who's smaller, who's accurate, that can extend the play, and he kind of looks awkward while he plays, but he gets the job done. So the Jags also have Leonard Fournette playing at a high level, DJ Chark playing at a high level. Both of those guys are racking up a ton of statistics, and not to mention the defense. They still have great players on the defense side of the football, like Jack, like Campbell, like AJ Boye. They just traded away Ramsey, but hey, they still have a top defense. They're going to be at home, so it's going to be a tough out. Doug Marrone arguably is playing for his job. Now, what I want to see from this Jets team is a little bit of play action. Okay, going head-to-head against this Jacksonville Jaguars defense, if we just come out like we did against New England and even like we did against Dallas to a certain extent, because I feel like Dallas did a lot of things in that game to shoot themselves in the foot, we have to come out running the football, trying to establish the run, and really trying to work in the play action game. Getting Sam Darnold under center and having him stretch the field. Having him throw intermediate passes 15, 20 yards over the middle of the field. Getting Robbie Anderson involved. Getting some of these guys involved. I don't really like how the whole game plan kind of last week against the Patriots last Monday, it just seemed like they were trying to force feed Demaryius Thomas the ball. And yes, you can argue not only do the Patriots have a great defense, but they were shutting Robbie Anderson down and they were trying to shut down Le'Veon Bell. So Demaryius was really the only option. But still, nonetheless, Demaryius in that game, I felt as though could have played better. We're thin. We're a thin team right now. Whether you want to talk about just the overall talent on the team, especially at wide receiver, not only being down Quincy Enunwa, but just not having that much talent in the room in general. I mean, the Patriots traded away Demaryius Thomas for they almost gave him away, and now he's like we're force feeding him the football, and it's just unacceptable. You know, if you're Joe Douglas, you've got to address the position in the offseason, whether it's through free agency, whether it's the draft. But I will say this, with all these gimmicks and with all this haze and all this uncertainty going around with the whole Osemele situation, Kelechi Osemele, with the blank MRIs and not authorizing your own player who's in pain that has the word of 3 doctors behind him saying that he needs to have surgery, by not authorizing that surgery, I don't think we're going to get a lot of free agents this season. I really don't. What player is going to want to come here and play for a team that's doing this? Not many, and I don't blame them. Look at a guy like A.J. Green, a guy who's currently hurt, a guy who's battled through injuries his whole career, set to be a free agent, actually on the trade block as we speak. Would he want to come to the Jets? Probably not, knowing his injury history, knowing where he's at in his career right now. Why would he want to go to a team that has kind of shown this level of immaturity, this level of pettiness, if you will? So I guess, I know that I just kind of went off on a little side tangent here. Just my frustration kind of boils over sometimes with this team. Can you blame me? So we have a chance to kind of right the wrongs this Sunday. We have to go out and beat Jacksonville. They could be looking ahead to the Houston game. That's going to be a big, big game for them because everybody's talking about Houston Texans winning the division. I'm saying hold the phones real quick. I think Indianapolis is going to walk away with that division. And on top of that, the Titans are coming off a pretty solid win. And the Jaguars, they're still in it. Everybody's kind of saying it's Houston's division and everybody else is being pushed aside. Just pump the brakes on that for a second. Let's see how the season plays out. So Jacksonville's still in it. Doug Marrone's still coaching for his job. And we'll see how it all plays out. So on defense, we need to keep Gardner Minshew in the pocket and not let him extend plays. I think if we can maybe hold him to 1 or 2 reads, we'll be fine. I believe the Jaguars are going to try to force feed Leonard Fournette the football, especially up the middle. We have to be prepared for that. Like I said before, we are dealing with a ton of injuries. C.J. Mosley won't play. Obviously, Kelechi Osemele won't play. I don't think Neville Hewitt's going to play. Chris Herndon's not going to play. And, of course, obviously, Avery Williamson and no Quincy Enunwa as well. Also saw Trumaine Johnson added to the injury, I think he's on the doubtful list or the questionable list and stuff like that with an ankle. But at this point, does it really matter? I mean, I think Nate Harrison's out playing him anyway. So I'll leave it there. Let me know your by the way, before I end the video, I'm going to be at this game. So if you're there and you want to come up, say what's good, shoot me a DM, shoot me a message, and I would love to, come meet everybody and say what's up. It's always a great time doing that stuff and always just talking ball. So if you see me, come say what's good. And thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.